Shalom, and welcome to B'nai Noach Academy, Lessons from the Torah series. Please remember to hit the like button and to subscribe if you haven't done so yet. And of course, to share this wonderful series together with your friends and family. Well, the question is how to forgive, how to really forgive. How can one really forgive? Is it really possible? And how? Well, if you look in chapter 45, verse 5 in the book of Genesis, after Joseph reveals his identity to his brothers, he makes it known that he is Joseph. He is the brother who was sold down to Egypt. What does he tell them immediately? He says to them, "And now, do not be saddened. Do not be depressed about this. And do not even be angry at yourselves. Because it's not you who sold me down here. Rather, it's the Almighty. It's God that orchestrated all of this. It's God who put it into your mind. It's God who made this happen." You see, Joseph was actually comforting them. I know many say that in order to forgive, the person has to ask for forgiveness. And the truth is that in a certain sense, the brothers already did ask for forgiveness. If you recall, read the chapter before, the brothers were speaking amongst themselves, and Joseph could actually hear it, and he understood it because he did understand Hebrew indeed, because he was Joseph. And he heard them speaking and expressing the deep remorse and regret for what they have done. So he already knew that they are full of regret, full of remorse for their actions. In other words, he wasn't just giving them a pass, an undeserved forgiveness. It was deserved, but he was forgiving them with their whole heart. But he teaches us how it's possible. You see, because Joseph fully, fundamentally, and absolutely believed that although it's his brothers who actually perpetrated this evil, but it's not them who masterminded it. It's not them who made this happen. Nothing can happen without God. And the fact that it happened to him is not because of them. The fact that they did it, that's something that they have to be remorseful for. They made a choice to do so. God didn't force them to do what they did. But the fact that it happened, the fact that he had to endure all those years of pain and suffering, that is not their doing. And therefore, he's able to totally forgive them. And this is a great lesson for us. This is not easy, and therefore Joseph is very unique. But it's certainly something that we need to learn from, and we need to try to emulate. The fact that the Torah shares it with us tells us that this is for all of us. Otherwise, the Torah would not relate this to us. The Torah would not waste our time, quote unquote, with this information if it had no whatsoever bearing on our lives. So what we need to do is, when God forbid something happens to us, even though there is a perpetrator who could be blamed for the pain, the suffering that we're going through, but at the end of the day, it's not that person that made us suffer. It's not that person that decided that we're going to have pain. It is God who, for whatever reason, chose for us to go through what we're going through, to go through that test, that challenge. It's that person who made the bad choice to do so, who needs to repent, who needs to be remorseful for what they did. But as far as me being able to forgive, once that person asks for forgiveness, I should be able to forgive, because it's not the person I'm angry at. The person is just merely an object. It's just like, God forbid, if something falls and hits me in the head and hurts me, do I get angry at the object? Do I beat up the object? No, obviously God made that happen. Somebody else is responsible, but the object itself is just an instrument that through which the effect of the decision that God made is taking place.